Our friend Peter Burns from the SEC Network and ESPN joining us here on the program. PB, what up?
Buddy, I miss you. I hope the Thanksgiving holidays outside of the game was good. Like, I feel like I'm getting back to some normalcy in my life, talking to you every Wednesday. What's happening?
Yeah, man, that game sucked. Now, just to be very honest with you, and it's had some ripple effects. Peter, A&M at their best, I think, can win a national championship. I think they're one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the country. A&M that played against Texas is not. How much do you read into the last couple of times we've seen A&M? The South Carolina game were an amazing second half, not such a good first half, and then obviously what they did against Texas.
I mean, I think it's college football in 2025, right? I mean, you're going to have some good, some bad, and you're going to find your way into bad matchups at some point. And that was one of them where they kind of shot themselves in the foot in that first half. And as bad as Marcel Reed and the Aggies looked against South Carolina, they looked like, honestly, like the 85 Bears in the second half where they were kicking everybody's ass. So, I mean, I think that's the one thing is, can you show me what your A-plus game is? And I've seen A&M at their A-plus game versus LSU, the second half against South Carolina, and just realized you're going to run into good teams the rest of the way. Texas was a good team. I mean, I think Texas is a team that could have won a game or two in the college football playoff. So, I don't think it's it's not the end-all worst thing ever, but the consolation prize is you're still going to get an opportunity to go play at, in Kyle Field. I'm just so upset that game's not the Friday night game. Like, I'm legitimately pissed off about it because can you imagine Kyle Field versus Miami at night? Oh, I got goosebumps thinking about it.
So I know that you were high on Bama getting in because you don't think they should have been left out because they lost the conference championship. Do you think we're going to reimagine the way those conference championships go here in the near future?
I think we would have had more of an active discussion had Alabama been left out, this year. And again, I mean, this is a Georgia team that I thought was peaking at the right time. And Alabama, I mean, I talked to people at Alabama throughout the week, and I knew I was picking Georgia all week long because Georgia was taking practice like it was, a day before the national championship. I mean, they were hitting hard, they were physical, and Alabama was like, man, we are so banged up. We're just trying to get by this week as good as we could. So that's the one reason why I ended up taking Georgia in that game. But I just think that game still means a lot to a lot of the power brokers. Not take the money out of the equation. Everybody's like, oh, it's all about the money. You can replace the money. You can find different ways to play that game. I just think it's such a celebration, and it still means something. Like, there's no way in hell you can't tell me that had A&M ended up beating Texas, you guys wouldn't be fired up, and I would have seen a whole hell of a lot of Aggies. In fact, I did see a whole hell of a lot of Aggies. I ran into R.C. Slocum, and he's like, I couldn't believe how many Texas A&M fans were here, hoping that the Aggies were going to punch their ticket to it. So, until I see there be a absolute, no-go reason to play in it, I think you still keep the championship game.
Talking to Peter Burns here on TexAgs Live. Peter, I'm glad you brought it up the way you did because I'm thinking, I've been saying this the last couple of days, from an Ohio State point of view, you're going to have to play Miami or Texas A&M. And both of those teams, and let's just say for this instance it's A&M, you're talking about a team that could have been the number 1 team in the country for most of the season, right? So to me, I feel like, and you're playing them in Dallas, if A&M is able to beat Miami, that just seems like for a team that had been number 1 all year to play a team that could have been number 1 all year, that seems like a hard first matchup.
Well, think about Oregon last year, right? They were the overall number 1 seed. They don't play a game, and then they go out there and they play a Buckeyes team that was incredible. So I think it's going to be very similar to, that situation for them. And think about the physical nature of it. They played a physical Michigan game. Okay, then they play a physical game against Indiana, which Indiana is for real. Like, I know last year I thought they were fraudulent. This year they are for real, right? And so now you can sit there and go, all right, once, the Aggies dispatch of Miami and get rid of that little team, then you're talking about that's another physical ball game. And that's one of the reasons why I had, the Aggies advancing pretty far in my bracket, because I think it's just a good fit for them as long as Elko learns the lessons of what Texas brought to the field. And I think that's one of the things, too, is when I learn from the coaches, and you hear it from them as well, too, nobody wants to lose a damn game, right? But then also it's, hey, it kind of knocks you off this, our blank doesn't stink and, we're, just untouchable. But it also gives you a teaching lesson. And I think the fact that you have that teaching lesson with a bounce back of being at home in Kyle Field, I think that's legit.
All right, that'll do it for the free part of this interview. For the extended version, please go to texags.com/subscribe and become a premium subscriber. And if you're a Texas A&M student, you can get that for free. So check it out, texags.com/subscribe.